Hey, yo, hey. I'm an addict named Austin. I got clean here at Serenity House in Abilene, Texas, October 19, 2014. Let's read the just for today. November 6th, understanding humility. Humility is a result of getting honest with ourselves. Humility was an idea so foreign to most of us that we ignored it as long as we could. When we first saw the word humbly ahead in step 7, we may have figured it meant we had quite a bit of humiliation in store. Perhaps we chose to look it up in the dictionary, only to become even more confused by the definition. We didn't understand how lowliness and subservience applied to recovery. To be humble does not mean we are the lowest form of life. On the contrary, becoming humble means we attain a realistic view of ourselves and where we fit in the world. We grow into a state of awareness founded on our acceptance of all aspects of ourselves. We neither deny our good qualities nor overemphasize our defects. We honestly accept who we are. No one of us will ever attain a state of perfect humility, but we can certainly strive to be honest. We can certainly strive to honestly admit our faults, accept our assets, and rely on our higher power as a source of strength. Humility does not mean we have to crawl life's path on our hands and knees. It just means we must admit we cannot recover on our own. We need each other, and above all, we need the power of a loving God. Just for today, to be humble, I will honestly accept all facets of myself, seeing my true place in the world. For the strength I need to fill that place, I will rely on the God of my understanding. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't know the definition to a lot of words when I got here, or the definition that I thought was not right. Or the definition I thought a word had. A lot of times, once I looked them up, it was incorrect. And so, getting here, it's important that I learn the definition to some words, right? Because I don't want to be living off misinformation. And so, it was kind of hard, even when I looked up the word humility in the dictionary, just like the reading talks about. And I was talking about it with some friends in recovery, maybe even my sponsor. And the best way that I could define humility is who I am and who I'm not. And it was really simple. And so, because sometimes I'll get caught up in the who I am and forget about the who I'm not. And so that was a really simple definition that helped me a lot. I think that, and you hear people talk about being humble or humiliated, or having humility or be humiliated. So I know which side of the fence I want to be on. So I want to learn how to be humble and not humiliate myself, even though sometimes I lead myself to humiliation. In the literature, it talks about to be truly humble is to accept and honestly try to be ourselves. None of us is perfectly good or perfectly bad. We are people who have assets and liabilities. Most importantly, we are human. Humility is as much a part of staying clean as food and water are to staying alive. And so it seems to be pretty important, right? And I can give myself a break because I'm not always trying to make myself better than I am. Sometimes I'll try to make myself feel or think that I'm worse than I really am. And so I'm grateful for the way that it talks about humility in step 7 in the basic text, because it lets me know I'm neither as good or as bad as I think I am. And so that gives me some freedom, right? That gives me a break, and I get to look into who I really am. I know for me, this program is a really big deal because there was no doubt that I was an addict. There was no doubt that my parents were addicts. It's like this really gloomy, like hard ending, right? That I had for myself. I just knew that I was going to use the rest of my life and be in and out of prisons, on drugs, all the things that were coming along with that. And so when I got to Narcotics Anonymous and I got clean, I found out that I have a purpose. And man, that purpose today has connected me with so many people. I'm not embarrassed of who I am or where I came from today. I know that everybody is either struggled with this disease or they have somebody that's struggling with the disease. And there's been people that have never, ever suffered from addiction that I've been able to connect with because maybe their child, their brother, their mother, and they just wanted to talk to somebody that they could have hope that maybe their loved one would get to a place one day where they would get free. And so I've just been able to connect and have so much support at my jobs, in my community, in this town, and even online, and like everywhere I go, I'm able to connect with people. And so I'm grateful that I have a purpose today. Man, I never would have dreamed that getting clean, I thought maybe I'll get a profession, I'll be able to do this thing really good, and I'll be able to connect with the people in that field. The reality is that today I'm blessed to be able to connect with people all over, and people, when I talk to them, they leave with hope, right? And so I just really, now don't get me wrong, there may be a few people here and there in certain arenas where I wasn't received well, but those people aren't actually in touch with reality. I've just received so much love in this 10 years of being clean that I'm grateful for my purpose. I'm grateful that I found Narcotics Anonymous. I'm grateful for everything that I went through so that I could be in position today to be able to be free from the disease of addiction and be able to help others. Man, what a purpose. So I'm grateful. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're not experiencing any of that, maybe come to Abilene and join the recovery community, or maybe get plugged into the one where you're at. Man, there's purpose in this, and there's freedom. And so I'm grateful for Narcotics Anonymous today. Talk to y'all tomorrow.